Hello there, I hope you've had a really good Christmas, and it's back down to business for me now because I really want to kind of get these things reviewed that I had before. As you might see, I might have seen in my recent video, my eBay Christmas haul, I got two vehicles, which was this one and then the Imperial TIE Fighter. I'm going to start with the vehicle of the two of them which I think is best, and it's not this one. This was great to open and I waited for opening that on Christmas Day, but actually if you wanted me to tell you now which of the two I thought was best, it was this. Now if you are somebody watching this video who is thinking about getting this, think no further, get one. You will not be disappointed with this. It is really good. It's awesome. Now that's coming from me. I'm somebody who doesn't collect vehicles. In fact, when they first announced that they were going to bring out a vintage collection tank from Rogue One, I thought to myself, well, it made sense. I thought, well, Rogue One ties in with the original trilogy. Vintage brand works well with Rogue One because of the whole tie to the original 1977 film. But personally I thought to myself, I'm not really that fussed about getting one of them. Again, I don't collect vehicles, and I just thought to myself, well, I'd sooner get something like an AT-AT, you know, from the Legacy collection, you know, because they're definitively good, and AT-ATs are AT-ATs and they're brilliant vehicles, whatever. But anyway, I just thought, yeah, I'm not interested. But anyway, one reason or another, I got this and the TIE Fighter, as you saw in my eBay haul video. It was just a snagging a good deal when the time was right. But I tell you what, I opened this on Christmas Day and I thought, my God, this is really good. I could already tell from a few reviews how good it looked, but it really is. And you can do more with it than you can do with the TIE Fighter. The TIE Fighter, I opened it, I thought, whoa, it's big, it's huge, wow. And then that's it. It's just sat there now being a TIE Fighter, like it would look in a docking bay. Whereas this, you can have your figures displayed inside it, around it. You can mock up, do a little bit of a diorama for the Battle of Jeddah. It's just got more features to it. It's just a simply awesome vehicle. Really good quality, and I think that you might get one for a good price now if you get one with damaged boxing, packaging. And speaking of which, the other nice thing about this vintage box packaging stuff is the fact that I can open it and it still looks mint. You know what I mean? I've got friends who like to buy two of stuff, or they like to have one boxed and keep it mint, because I suppose psychologically they know it's inside there. They know they haven't touched it, or the hand of man hasn't touched it. But with me, I know I've opened that, and look at that, I've still got the packaging like it looks brand new. As opposed to when you've got figures. I mean, check these two out here. Which one of these has been opened? Obviously that one, I'm just joking. But yeah, the thing about figures is you open them and you have to keep one carded. But with these vehicles, you can open it and you can still keep the packaging like it's brand new. But anyway, just wanted to let you know my initial thoughts on it. Fantastic. Let's have a look at it close up. Boom. And here it is, folks. This is a premium product right now. Absolutely fantastic. And here it is in closer detail, out of the box. Like I said before, there was a ton of detail and weathering on here, which is absolutely fantastic. I don't quite know how Hasbro do it. If it's by the hand of man, they have painters in the factory, I don't know. Or it's done on a production line and a machine does it. But anyway, it's all over it, which is fantastic. It's just what you want to see. Something that looks battered and weathered, and it, you know, it looks like it's being driven through the streets of Jeddah or wherever else you want. But there you go, look at it. It's really good to see that. It makes so much difference. I mean, a lot of people customize their vehicles and put extra additional features and weathering on there themselves, but really with this, let me get the lighting for you. With this thing, it looks like it's being taken by someone who is not a graphic designer, but you know, someone who is a model designer or an artist, and they've done it so well. So that's the first thing that needs to be said about this. As you can see, I have an array of figures to accompany it just for display purposes for this video. And also if we look at the front of the box again, you'll see that they have also added some figures to surround the vehicle. And they've made it clear that these are not included inside the box. Which is a thing about the TIE Fighter, actually, which will be in my next review. That does come included with the TIE Fighter pilot, which is nice to get something back free or included with it. But these you have to buy separately, as it says on the box. And as you can see, they've put a few, just like in the movie, in the Battle of Jeddah, a few surrounding stormtroopers, and of course the tank driver and commander there, except this guy is not a commander, that's a driver. Now that brings me to what I have inside my figure here. Now, as is the case with what they have used, I have put in here the driver, which is the vintage collection driver. Now on Christmas Day, I was not only looking forward to opening the tank, but I wanted to open for the first time the vintage collection Imperial tank driver, which is right here. Now let me just make this clear for you, that the figure inside is not this gentleman here. That is the Commander. Now he's coming out later in the vintage collection, so stay tuned or wait for that to come out in 2019. And this is the actual driver. It's quite funny, all you can see is his head, but the guy that you see there is technically this fella here. But, you know, this guy here on the top in the Commander's post works quite well. I'm not really that fussed that this is not the Commander, this is the driver, because, you know, he does the job well enough. The only thing he's missing is the rank insignia, or whatever you want to call it, the paint touch-ups, the grey paint that signifies that he is the Commander. Because, again, this guy looks good enough at the top there. It's good enough for me, it was good enough for Hasbro and their publicity shots, but also the fella that I've got in here is fantastic, because this is the slightly inferior 5 POA tank driver, and as you can see, regardless of him being 5 POA, he has got absolutely zero weathering wash on his body at all. So this is quite a welcome figure to include in this tank, because as you saw a second ago, he is up to his head with equipment there, so all you can see is his head, and it covers up that underpainted body. Whereas this fella here looks quite nice. I'm quite happy with that. He's doing the job of the Commander there, and I'm happy with that. I'm not really that fussed in getting a Commander figure in there. I shall be keeping my Commander on card when he is released in 2019, I think. So anyway, that's a little bit of an overview of what I've got going on here. These guys on the outside here, I decided to get a Sand Trooper just like they have chosen as well, and I think I've got another one somewhere it's a Black Series one. This, I've not opened this off a vintage card, but my my other Black Series Sand Trooper I'm going to have with this setup as well. I might take his pauldron off though, and his backpack, to make him look less like a Sand Trooper and more like a dirty Jeddah based Stormtrooper, of which I have these other figures here. I also opened him on Christmas Day just to kind of display them a bit better, and this guy here is a little bit out of place. He is a Mimban Stormtrooper, but he works quite well, I suppose, because though he's Mimban, he is dirty, and you need a little bit of grit and sand on you if you're going to be following these guys in Jeddah. So that's all I wanted to say about that, really, just to explain the figures and why I chose them to surround this amazing vehicle. Let's have a look at some of the other features that we've got here. As I say, that's where the Commander should go. Why not take a look inside now? The cockpit. I might need to get a bit of extra light on here. Excuse the handheld camera technique. If you'd like to see a really good video review of this, then check out Bosk's Bounty. In fact, I will leave a link to his video. It's superb. I try to be as professional as I can, but that guy used a still camera, fantastic close-ups of all the features. So check out his video, but I shall give you a bit of an overview. I just wanted to sort of reel off my thoughts on everything. I will show you the main sort of features like this here. See, things like that are just great to have. You know, little compartments and things just to show off a little bit of extra characteristic of the vehicle. And of course it brings me to these things here, the cargo canisters. Now, my nephew Finn on Christmas Day was fascinated by these, and they are really good. Again, they also have weathering, they are removable. These two here are like dummies, I guess. They don't do anything. This is the one, seems to be partially open, is the one that has the Kyber. Oh, the Kyber. It's got Kyber crystals inside it. In fact, my father, God bless him, he was, I was trying to explain to him what Kyber crystals were on Christmas Day, but I don't think he was 100% interested. God bless him, he listened, but he's not a Star Wars fan, so I was wasting my breath, really. But anyway, I felt it important he knew. So, but anyway, here are the canisters, and inside, as you may have seen in reviews already, these are removable, and inside you will find, I'm trying to do this one-handed, a canister, mini canister with a Kyber crystal inside. So that's just fantastic, isn't it? And again, looking at the body of the vessel, it's just fantastic, isn't it? Really, really good weathered touch-ups there done by Hasbro. Fantastic. Totally underestimated the potential of this thing, and in fact I didn't really want to own one, but man, am I glad I have one now. It's going to look very nice on the top of my Donkey Kong machine in the future. Yes, it's going to go there. But anyway, there you go. What else do I want to tell you about this thing? Other than, yeah, the Commander is coming out in the vintage collection soon. That's just the driver there. There he is. But this fella is going to get his own card back. So if you really want to go for screen accuracy, you can have your Commander in the top there. And as also Boss Bounty mentioned in the back here, these the rear has got like a compartment there. I can't put these on properly, I'll just show you that. It actually came out the box like that, and I like it like that. But you can have those grates on top. But I can't do it, so I'm not going to do it, but they do close up, so you've got kind of like a grate on the top there. But there you go, that's all I can say. Oh yes, there is one final thing. It is a hover tank. However, it has got Caterpillar tracks on there, which are fantastic. They really do grip nicely. I can't roll it on the surface it was on because fortunately it's a towel on an ironing board and it didn't work very well. But it's got nice bite and grip and it rolls very nicely if you want to see those underneath. And even that's got a bit of weathering on as well, I think. Or at least, yeah, it's got two different tones of colour there. It's just a really good vehicle, this. So if you can get it for a decent price, get it. I think you might even get one at a decent price on Kahoot Toys or one of those guys if you have a damaged box. So either way, get hold of one. Really good. That's all I really think I can say about this. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed that. Stay tuned for my TIE Fighter video, which will be coming up soon. This has been Only One Kenobi. Only one. Out.